All right, I want to talk about how you can rent your timeshare on a site like Airbnb or VRBO. And I want to talk about some of the pros and cons of doing so. This is a hot topic, and let's go ahead and dive right into it. So, for those that don't know me, my name is Chris, and I'm with timesharerenters.com. And I have clients that actually rent their time out for passive income. So, when it comes to renting on a site like Airbnb, VRBO, or just doing it independently, you'll hear me use the term DIY renting, do it yourself renting. So you're not really going to hear me say a specific company because it's DIY renting. But when it comes to doing it, in general, what you're going to do is you're doing it yourself. So you have to make the listing. You're going to have to set your like terms and conditions, your house rules, as Airbnb calls it. You're going to have to negotiate with the renter when you get an offer, and things of that nature. So really, it's really kind of straightforward. If you create an Airbnb or a VRBO, it really kind of walks you through at least the setup. You're gonna have to fill out your description. You're gonna have to describe the location. You're gonna have to upload pictures, and your bank account information, just things of that nature. I mean, it's literally gonna walk you through it. The amenities, that is it smoking? Is it non-smoking? Is it pet friendly? Is there does it have smoke alarms and smoke detectors? Just all the amenities, but it's literally like a check system. So you have DIY renting, and then you have service renting, and then you have a mixture of both. So let me go through some of the differences of the two. One of the pros that people might like when it comes to DIY is that there's no upfront cost generally. So if but again, one of the cons is that you're doing it all yourself. So if that's even a con, with timeshare renters, our most successful members are doing a little bit of both. But yes, with DIY, one of the things that people like is there's no upfront. With a server, like with us, there is an upfront call. I have an upfront call. I actually have 3 membership tiers. But when we send you a rental offer, that's completely facilitated through us. You deal directly with me or one of our travel guides here. The terms and conditions are completely outlined. We facilitate the payment, and we negotiate on your behalf. So you never speak directly with the renter. So if I have a rental offer for you and you say, hey, I want to see if they'll go a little higher than that, I can actually negotiate that, or we will negotiate that for you. And then we also help on the DIY side as well, because one of the complaints that a few of my clients have is that when they list on one of those sites, they just have questions. Okay, where do I go from here? How do I got this person that's interested in renting at the property, but how do I move this reservation from the person's name and into my name? And just little things like that. And one of the complaints is that if they do have a question, and if they contact either Airbnb directly or VRBO or whoever they're using, they kind of respond in the form of an article. So usually those companies are not really timeshare based. So the agent on the phone might not even really have the direct answer. And when they do answer, it's an article that they email to you. So it could be a bit impersonal, and you end up having to kind of learn either A, through trial and error, or B, if you're just doing YouTube research and try to teach yourself that way. But a lot of times it's still trial and error. So in our service, yes, we do have an enrollment cost. And then we do have a on the back end. There's a percentage that comes out of the rental. So that depends on what tier you're in. If you're in our basic or what we call standard, plus tier, or premium, each have the standard tier is going to be the highest percent that comes out on the back end. Plus is less, and the premium is going to be less than that. But so, for example, let's say with the premium tier, 5% comes out of the back end. So let's say, just to make the math easy, if the rental offer is $1,000, 5% of $1,000 is $50. So your payment would be $950, and $50 will be our rental service percentage for that transaction. So yes, that's in addition to the membership cost. If there's any issue with that, I will be the first one to tell you, hey, our company is not the one for you, or this isn't the time for you. You might want to stick to doing some DIY renting. But if you are a member with us, yes, we send you the rental offers on our end, and we also help you on the DIY side as well. So yeah, that's some of the main pros and cons when it comes to DIY. Is that a lot of what you're learning is trial and error, and then you yourself are the one doing it. So I don't know if that's a con to you or not. That might be a con to you, but that might not be a con to the next person. Or that might, be a pro to the next person. That might be a con to you. So, if you want a system where, the offers are sent to you, we negotiate on your behalf. You don't have to speak to the renter. You don't have to feel uncomfortable in asking for the information needed to put the rental into the renter's name. That's another complaint. A few of my clients, when they do their DIY, they almost get butterflies in their stomach whenever you accept the rental. You have to fill out a form that's going to change the rental, the booking from your name and into the renter's name. And some people are uncomfortable asking for that information. We get all that for you. Again, you don't have to speak to the renter. We get all of that for you. Another thing, I'll go through a few. I actually am just thinking of it right now. Another issue is if people cancel. That's another issue when you're doing your DIY. So you want to set your terms properly, because let's say if you purchase a getaway week that you're looking to flip and you're doing it DIY, whether it be VRBO, Airbnb, if they allow it where the person can cancel, you yourself don't get a refund of that getaway week. You don't get a full refund unless if you cancel the booking within 24 hours in which you purchased the getaway. So in many cases, after 24 hours, if the renter or the potential renter ends up canceling, now you're trying to scramble to find somebody else, or else you're out of the getaway money. So those are some of the pros and cons. Sometimes you're going to have people that might say, hey, beware of the upfront companies. So sometimes your owners are almost trained to, once they hear the word upfront, oh, nope, that's a scam. I disagree. It's not about beware of the upfront companies, because the resort that you own your timeshare is an upfront company. In order for you to have bought the timeshare, you had to either buy it up front or make a down payment for it up front, which many people do. You have to do that up front. And then if you made a down payment and you financed it, you got to pay your mortgage every month up front. When it comes to the resort for your timeshare, you have to pay your maintenance fees every year up front, or every other year if you're on a biannual deed. You have to pay that up front before you get access to the time. So most companies are going to be upfront companies, whether it's a product or a service. If you go to McDonald's, you make your order, the first window that they send you to is the payment window for you to pay up front. If you were to say, can I try the food out first? They'll probably laugh at you. If you go to a vending machine, you go to any vending machine, you got to pay up front. The only way that you'll get something for free out of a vending machine is if the previous person that was using the vending machine, if the snack got stuck in the vending machine, and if you shake it and then the snack falls. But somebody paid up front. It just wasn't you. It just, so if you go to the gas station, you pay the gas station up front. So I mentioned that to say the upfront is not the telltale sign. The I can I actually post a link to a video that's going to give you telltale signs to look for if a timeshare resale or rental company is a scam company. And you know what? I'll just go through some of the red flags right now. One of which is, how aggressive are they? Are they calling you every day, every other day? And how aggressive are they when you speak to them? And if they pitch you, and if you say, hey, I need to think about it, I need to talk to my spouse, do they try to force you to make a snap decision? Do they almost insult you? Say, oh, you need to speak to your spouse? Are you the one that wears the pants in the relationship? Some of these companies will say that. Yeah, that's a telltale sign. They're calling you every other day. They're focusing on the on the BBB rating. For anybody that doesn't know, the BBB is just a private company that you can actually pay to get a certain rating. But people think that it means more than what it is, because psychologically it has the word bureau in the business. I could name myself Timeshare Renter Bureau. I could name that. So people think when they hear bureau, they think that it's like a branch of the U.S. government. It's not. It's a private business, and you can pay to be accredited in their rating thing, and you can even pay to clean up your ratings and bring your score up. You can, if you don't believe me, you can pause this video right now. Call the BBB. Don't take my word for it. Google the 800 number for the BBB and say, hey, I have a company, or I'm starting a company, and I want to have it listed in the BBB. What if I get negative reviews? Will I be able to pay to clean that up? Let the BBB tell you. So a lot of my clients who've been previously scammed, if you look at their rating, at the company's rating in the BBB, it's a great rate. It's an A+ rating or B rating. But these are some of the signs. Are they calling you all the time? Are they aggressive? Do they only focus on the BBB when you say, what does their contract say? If they have a contract that says, hey, the sale or rental of a timeshare is not guaranteed, in many cases they'll have that in bold. So the agent will tell you one thing, and then they'll send you a contract that says that the sale is not guaranteed. You go ahead and sign it blindly, and now it's almost impossible for you to get your money back, because you signed something that says that that it's not guaranteed for you to sell your timeshare. In my contract, I have a money back guarantee. If I don't have, first of all, I don't sell the timeshares. If you're somebody who wants to give away your timeshare, I have a service for that. But when it comes to even that or the rental side, if I don't have an offer to you by a certain time, you get your money back, and that's in your black and white contract. If I don't adhere to that, you can sue us. You can sue timeshare renters. You can literally take me to court and sue me. So we don't focus on the BBB. I really couldn't care less about the BBB. I don't give two whats about the BBB. And not that I'm against them. It's just the sheer fact that you can buy your way out of negative reviews. That alone made it where we don't care about the BBB. If that factor wasn't there, then we'd care. We'd be in the BBB. But since companies can do that, we don't care about it. We don't want to join the BBB race. You have a lot of times these certain companies, they're in a BBB race. You'll talk to them and they'll immediately start. You can check us out on this. And again, a lot of it is because there's that psychological, the word bureau, Better Business Bureau. So it almost sounds, but it was named that on purpose. That's great marketing, great strategy in naming that company that, but it's a privately owned company And you can opt to be in, listed in there. And yes, it is a rating thing, but you can clean your rating up. You can pay for that. And you can pause this video and call the Better Business Bureau and ask them. So yes, going back to the initial point, some of the pros and cons, there's two ways of renting your timeshare. You can do DIY, you can do it yourself, or you can hire a server. You can hire a server. If you hire a server, you typically are going to pay for, just like if you're going to a vending machine, you are going to pay to turn the lights on with that service, but paying the server doesn't necessarily mean that they're a scam. You want to look for certain signs. Is this company, do I see them in the paint? Am I seeing YouTube videos where they're making listings? I'll jump in the paint right now. For anybody who's not a timeshare owner, if you want to go to Super Bowl of 2024, Super Bowl is February 11th. It's going to be in Las Vegas. I have clients who have 1-bedroom units. I have a 1-bedroom condo style unit at either the Desert Rose or the Grand View Las Vegas. The Desert Rose or the Grand View, these are condo style, meaning that they're full kitchen. They have washer and dryer. They sleep up to 4. They have a living room which is separate than the actual room, so it's condos. It's as if you're walking into a condo. I have availability, and if you're interested, give me a call or actually text me. Text is better. The number to timeshare renters is 833-5-RENTER, but my direct line is 407-964-5184. Send me a text. Say, hey, I'm interested in Super Bowl. Or even if you're interested in any other week, whether it be Vegas or any other location, say, hey, Chris, I'm interested, and I want to see what's the best rate that you and your clients can do for me. You can literally do that, and I'll respond to you promptly. What we do is we beat the market. So whatever you see on Expedia, Priceline, Travelocity, Hotels.com, Hotwire, we beat the market usually by at least 20%. So if you look on Expedia and you see, that the week, whatever week is that you're going, let's say if it's the Grand View Las Vegas, if you see that it's for $2,000, 20% is $400. So we at least would have it for at least $1,600 or lower. That's just what we do. So there you go. You just saw me jump into the paint. Is the company that you're talking to, are they in the paint? Or are they just listing stuff on their website and then have a contract that says that the guarantee, a guarantee of a rental or a sale is not guaranteed? These are symptoms that you may be talking to a scam. Will they take your bottom dollar? This is one of the biggest red flags. If their enrollment, let's say you're talking to somebody and their cost to sign up, let's just say it's $4,000. I'm just throwing a figure out there. Challenge them. This is a trick that anybody can do. If you're a timeshare owner, this is a trick that anybody can do. Then the trick is see if they'll take your bottom dollar. So let's say they say, hey, to sign up with us is $4,000. This is what I want you to do. I want you to say, okay, my bottom dollar, the last dollar that I have to my name is $3,000. Just pick an amount that's lower than what their cost is. Just picking them out, whether be it $3,000, $3,500, be it $1,500. Just picking them out that's lower than whatever they're saying, right? If that person puts you on hold and comes back and drops their price to try to make it more affordable for you, if I were you, I would run for the hills, because what that means is this person will take your bottom dollar. I don't want to take your bottom dollar. Number one, most importantly, because I don't want to take any food off of your table. But secondly, if you've exhausted your bottom dollar on, just think about it. Just think about it. If you've exhausted your bottom dollar on my membership cost and I have a rental offer for you, I may have a rental offer for you immediately. Right now, I got rental vendors that are booking up for Super Bowl, that are booking up for New Year's. I may have a rental offer for you immediately, especially if you join the premium tier. If the premium tier exhausts your bottom dollar, you're not going to be able to buy the getaway week for the rental. Not only will it take food off your table, But how are we going to do the rental if you need to purchase a getaway week? Just think about it. So if a company will take your bottom dollar, if they'll come back, if they're negotiating their price with you, run for the hills. Tell them to send a blank version of their contract to you. And if you see in both, ask them, just say, hey, in your contract, does it say that the sale or rental of a timeshare is not guaranteed? In many cases, these contracts that they have that part in bold so that it's very hard for you to fight to get your money back. They actually do that on purpose. I have the opposite going on. I actually have a money back guarantee. If I don't bring you a certain amount of offers by a certain time after you enroll, then you get a full refund on your enrollment. So that's what I want you guys to look for. Just a company being upfront. This is something that was actually, and I'll go a little bit into further detail. This was an initiative that was started back in the late 90s and the early 2000s. It was actually started by the resorts, and it's called FOTUC. It's an acronym to create a fear of the upfront cost. FOTUC, fear of the upfront cost. The resorts started this in good faith. They actually were trying to warn people from scam companies because all scam companies in the timeshare industry are upfront cost companies, but not all upfront cost companies are scam companies. I hope that makes sense. I'll repeat. Yes, all scam companies, the companies that are scams, whether it be somebody who's calling you out of the garage of their house, yes, they are an upfront company, just like the vending machine is upfront. But not all upfront companies are scams. I hope that makes sense. As timeshare renters, we are an upfront company. The resort that may have said, "Hey, beware of the upfront company," they're an upfront company. When you bought your timeshare, you had to put something down up front. You got to pay your maintenance fees up front every year. If you're not a timeshare owner and if you just want to rent directly with the resort, you got to pay up front. When you go to check in, you got to put a deposit down up front. So I don't want you guys using upfront as the end all be all. Because so anyway, FOTUC was an initiative that was started back in the late 90s, early 2000s, but really they should have made a different acronym. They shouldn't have created this fear of the upfront. It should have been fear of the scam company. So they should have been FASC, FASC, or fear of FOSC, FOSC, fear of scam companies, basically, and taught people what some of the red flags to look for when it comes. Just look at their contract. Ask for a blank. Are they trying to force you to make a snap decision? Do they almost get upset if you say, "Hey, I need to speak to my spouse"? When those people come to me, people that have been dealing with those companies, when they come to me, they almost it's almost like I confuse them because I'm the complete opposite. Oh, wait a second, my issue is my enrollment is an issue. This isn't the right time. We're not the right company for you. I've literally had people say, "What, Chris? You're not going to fight for me?" And what I tell them is, I am fighting for you. I don't want to take your bottom dollar. I'm not interested at all in taking your bottom dollar. The ideal member or client, whenever I say member or client, those are synonyms. The ideal client for timeshare renters is someone that can cover the membership enrollment and has some extra to invest into getaways, into getaway weeks. That's the ideal client. If you're exhausting your funds on the sign up and I have a rental offer for you and you need to buy a getaway week, you're not going to be able to buy it, let alone be able to put food on your table. I don't want your bottom dollar. So people come over, I've literally had a few people say, "You're not going to fight for me?" And then I say, I am fighting for you, because what happens is many timeshare owners, they fall into what I call pitch nostalgia, where they're being pitched by these companies so frequently. They're just getting called every single day, and they're getting pitched, and each of them are saying, no, we're the company to go with. Don't go with that one. No, we're the company to go. If you do it by this Friday, then we're going to drop the price to this. If you do it by, so here's how much we cost. But if you do it, but right now, this holiday's coming up. Labor Day's coming, so we have a Labor Day special. If you make the decision by right now, then I'll drop it down to. If you call that person in 2 weeks, they'll still adhere to whatever price they set. They might even go lower. But what happens is you end up being in what's called pitch nostalgia. You even though you a part of you doesn't like it, on a subconscious level, a part of you does, because you got people fighting for you. So it's releasing endorphins and like dopamine, and you kind of like it. And I've had people that came over and they were in pitch nostalgia. They were almost wanting me to, fight in a way like, no, don't go with this. Don't do that. Don't do DIY. People come to me. I say, yeah, dude. Most of our clients that are getting the best results, do some independent rental. Of course, hustle your timeshare as much as possible, and I can even help with that. And they say, what? It almost kind of blows their mind a little bit, because they're hearing a completely different angle than what they're used to. So yeah, that's the thing. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. I hope that this video gave you valuable content, and if it did, it will really help me out, or I would really. Ooh, let's let this pass here. Alrighty, I hope everything is well with whatever's going on with that siren is attending to. But anyway, hopefully this video provided valuable content to you. If it did, I would really appreciate it if you pop that thumbs up at me. And I want you to enjoy the rest of your day. If you have any questions, send a text over to me. You'll see that the number for timeshare renters is 8335-RENTER, but my direct line is 407-964-5184. If you call me, you'll most likely end up leaving a voicemail. I'm in meetings quite frequently. But yeah, if you call me, leave a voicemail. I will respond to you promptly. If you text me, I will respond to you promptly. And you and I can even schedule for a phone appointment. So again, pop that text over to me. Say, hey, Chris, whatever it is that you have on your mind. Chris, I'm interested in renting my timeshare. I saw your video. I have a few more questions for you. I want to hear about that money back guarantee. Talk to me about that. Okay, perfect. Hey, I'll respond to you and let's talk about that. Hey, Chris, I'm not a timeshare owner, but you said something about taking over people's timeshare that want to give away their timeshare. I have a service for that as well. That does have an upfront cost that's going to be way less than what any timeshare is going to charge you for getting a timeshare. Matter of fact, we don't even have a finance option. There will be no financing. There is no monthly mortgage, and the timeshare that I get you is paid off. So the only thing that'll be left on it is the annual or biannual maintenance fees. But anyway, you pop that text. Hey, Chris, I'm interested in that. Okay, perfect. Hey, Chris, I'm not a timeshare owner, but I'm interested in that Super Bowl time that you were talking about, or that New Year's time you were talking about, or I'm interested in going to this location. What I looked at Expedia, and Expedia, the lowest price that I saw was this. Can you and your clients beat that? Go ahead, pop that text over to me, and you and I are going to schedule to speak and move forward from there. Again, I hope this video brought you some valuable content. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And until next time, I look forward to seeing you in the next video.